Hey, it's Stephen with Jacksonville Real Estate News, your unbiased news source for real estate information here in the greater Northeast Florida area. I hope you are having a great beginning to your July. I hope you enjoyed the 4th, that you were safe out there with your picnics and your fireworks. And yeah, I just really wanted to get into some of the stuff that's been going on here in the market. If you've been watching the channel for a little bit of time, you've known that last month it was kind of like that. So, but this month we're going to see some really good information that I think you're going to like. So please stick around. Let's get right into it. So as we're getting right into the news and notes of what's happening here in the real estate market, this is the summary for June 2023. So month that's just passed, we're going to look at some things. If we're getting into this, let's look at, and if you guys have watched the channel before, you know I love going over numbers. I love looking at it. There's always a difference between what we feel is going on in the market and what's actually going on in the market, what we're seeing in the numbers, in the data. So we can talk about feel all day long, but data doesn't lie. So let's get into it. As we talked about just last month, I said, you know what, we should start seeing this kind of start moving up a little bit with our number of active listings. That should kind of start popping up, coming up, and you know what, it did. Now, it didn't come up some crazy thing of, oh, now we have 5,000 more listings. It wasn't going to do that anyway. But what's going to happen is it went from May in 2023 all the way of, we had 6854 coming up to 7068. So you know what? That's an increase. If you come back here to July, we were at 7477, so just a little bit below that. So we're going to start seeing these kind of keep coming up and up and up. Now, another thing to look at in this chart is our new listings that are coming up. We've got active listings here on the top. We've got new listings here. So we've kind of seen this start coming up too. That same thing is we're seeing new listings coming on board. That's a good thing for all of you buyers out there who I'm getting these calls all the time. Stephen, we want to buy a house. We just can't find something. Well, more are coming. Take a look at this. They're right here. More's kind of coming onto the plate. So just be prepared. You're going to start seeing more come up as we get into the summer months. So if you're a buyer, just know what's coming. But if you find something you like, jump on it. Jump on it now. Take advantage of it while you can. Now, for you sellers, there's still a good amount of opportunity for you in this when it comes to inventory, but we're going to get to some other numbers that you sellers might not like as much, but we'll get to that here in a second. So this is another one that I like to see. I know we've got a lot kind of marked here, so let me kind of adjust these a little bit. But we're going to get into the big number is going to be right here. This is the one that I like. Active list price number. So we've got active list price number. It's kind of right here. So average price that we're seeing here in Northeast Florida is about $562,000. We'll also go median. Your median is about $399. So that's kind of come up a little bit. As we've seen, both of those have kind of continuously started rising. So when you have people who are saying, and you guys who have watched the channel before have heard me say this over and over and over, the market is crashing, the prices are coming down, that's a feeling. That's what people feel is happening. If we look right back here at these numbers, let's look. These are our active numbers. These are our sold median numbers. And you know what? I'm going to give you sold average sold price, sold average sale price. Look, these aren't going down. They went down way back here in October to November. That's when we saw the really big spikes in the interest rates. But look, they kind of keep going up. and going up. Let's go since February of this year. Sold average sale price 404, 415, 424, 442, 452. So it's going up. Now, it's not going up crazy amounts like we've seen in the past, but it is going up. So once again, we need to balance out between what we're feeling and what the numbers are showing us. This is really going to benefit you as you go into the home buying process. So let's go down here. You guys know these numbers. You know them. You love them. Absorption rate. So how long on the market? That's going up a little bit. So more houses are staying on the market longer. We had a peak kind of around here about 2.3 months. Let's just say 3 months, all the way down here to 2.63, but it's kind of still in that range. So about what we've kind of been thinking about. You know, one of my favorite things, and this is where it comes back for you sellers out here. I was just talking to one of my sellers earlier this week we're starting to see this, our sold to list ratio. Once again, where do we sell at? Where do we list the property at versus where we sell it at? What's the ratio of that? So that's starting to go back up. So 97.6, 97.9. At our lowest, we're at 96. Back in July of last year, we're at 99. Meaning, if you listed a property for $100,000, you were going to get $99,000 when you sold it. That's going to be the ratio of what you got. You got about 99% of your list price. So once again, this is going back up. So what does this mean? I take this going back up here, meaning that since these prices aren't going up as fast as we've seen them, people are getting smarter in how they're listing and where they're listing their home, because this is getting closer. We saw this really start taking a nosedive. This, once again, this is when the interest rates went crazy and people were like, oh, we're going to list it really, really high. Nope. And then they brought it down because people weren't buying it. That's starting to change. People, sellers, agents, they're starting to become wise of saying, hey, the market's cooled down. It's not that 15, 20, 25% growth rate. We're looking at a very incremental growth rate here, back to what is kind of standard. So anywhere between 5 and 10%. That's why we're seeing this number come back up. It's not anything other than that, because the interest rates are still high. So what's happening is that people aren't listing their houses as high. They're becoming more into the market, which is going to get closer to this 100% sold to list ratio. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, please put a comment down below. I'd love to walk with you through it more. I can do a whole nother video on this, but I just love going over it with you guys. Here we go. Once again, days on market. Our peak back in February, 78. Boop, coming down to 58. Houses aren't staying on the market. Going back up to what I was saying to our buyers. Buyers, if you find a house, buy it. If you like it, it fits into your budget, it fits into your lifestyle and what you want right now, buy it. Don't wait, buy it. It is going to benefit you in the long run. Now, coming down here, we're going to zoom out here a little bit and look at some of these numbers. As you guys know, this is kind of just a summary of what we're looking at before. So absorption rate, we've got, about a 50% change. So last year, we're less than 2 months for days on market. Average list price, see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. We're seeing these numbers. They're not going up a lot, but we're seeing our median average list price, median list price to average sale price, median sale price. This is the only one that is down. It's the only one that is down that we're looking at. If you come over here, you can see that these will go these four again: average, median, average sale, median sale. All of those are up except for one, which is about 1%. So about the same. Same thing that you were seeing in your median price. The reason that is, we'll see that down below when it comes to the distribution of where Northeast Florida's housing is, where their pricing is distributed. So you'll see kind of some on the high end, which those keep going up, some on the low end keep going up, but that middle chunk staying about normal. But on average, you're seeing it's still going up. Now, it's going up 2%. It's not down 2% or down 5% or down 10%. It's still going up slowly but surely. Now, I will say this. It's really, I'm not going to be the one to say this right now, but we'll see it coming up of what's going to happen long term. I don't know. What's going to give us a really good indicator, though, is what happens over the next 3 months. So July, August, and September. That's going to give us a really good indicator of what's going on in the market. If we see those numbers continue to kind of be that 1-2% right over here, these changes year to date, if we start seeing the average sale price drop and drop and drop, you know what? We can see more of it happening. But right now, I'm not at a point where I'm going to say, oh, the market's crashing. No, it's not. We're just not seeing it grow as fast. So I'm not at the point where I feel comfortable saying any of that, but looking at the data, things are balancing out, which if you look at some of my old videos from months and months ago, that's what we predicted. Things are just going to start slowly balancing out over a period of time. So getting down here a little bit further, this is where we're talking about our distribution of data, distribution of numbers here in Northeast Florida. As you guys have known, watched the channel before, Northeast Florida, right here, 300 to 400,000. That is the number one price point of sold homes. Now, this is just the percentage that has closed. The percentage that is closed, it has nothing to do with the actual pricing of them. But it's just the percentage that has closed, is the closed volume has slowed down. This is down, if we go up here, this is month 23, 22, this is year 23 to 22. So we're looking, fewer being closed in the 3 to 400. Fewer being closed right here. So this is something we really need to take into account, and especially coming down here. Look at this, guys. This is total sales that are closed, so sold listings year to date, 23, 22. What is this showing us? And this is kind of some of the stuff that's concerned for our sellers. For our sellers, we're seeing that fewer homes are selling. Overall, that's across all price ranges, year to date. Look at this, every number. Well, except this one, $0 to $20,000, up 300%. There you go, big movers. So everything else, though, it is down. We're seeing everything down. This one right here, kind of the 200 to 300 range, 250 to 300. That's below median price, as you guys know. That's down the least. But overall, year to date, we're seeing closed sales down about 17%. So if you are a seller, and this is what I was talking to you about earlier in the video, if you are a seller, you know what? The sales are down. That means there's fewer people out there buying. Now, the prices haven't started coming down a lot, but once again, over the next 3 months, that's really going to tell us what's happening. Is right here, if this keeps on decreasing more and more, you know what this is going to do? This is going to affect all these numbers right here. So if those sales keep coming down and down and down, these numbers are going to change, guaranteed, because people are still going to have to sell their houses. And they're going to have to get out of them because they're moving, relocating, have to go somewhere else. So if we see these numbers keep dropping over the next couple months, I guarantee you these numbers, it's going to change also. So something to keep in mind if you're looking to sell your house. You might want to get on it sooner rather than later. If you're thinking, hey, let's wait until the fall, you know what? We don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 months. You might want to take advantage of it right now before this goes lower. And all of your competition in your price range, you know what they're going to start doing? They're going to start dropping prices. So take advantage of it while you can. Coming down here, once again, this is our active listings when it comes to active listings, you know what? Kind of what we've always seen, that 300 to 400 range. That is the number one category here in Northeast Florida. So that's up 25%. It's only up about 6% year to date. But month over month, we're seeing a lot of that. Our second biggest is 500 to 750. There you go. We got a lot of people putting their houses on the market. The reason I think these kind of big ones right here, the 3 to basically 750, I think we're seeing a lot of those is because, kids are getting out of school. These are active listings that are coming on, and we'll look at it over here. But I think kids are coming out of school. That's where a lot of those listings are, is with you got families, they're putting stuff on the market, et cetera, et cetera. So once again, we're about equal. Down 0.4% from last year of number of active listings over the year. Coming over here, this is our new listings that are coming on the market. New listings coming on the market. Once again, we've got month, year. Overall, once again, this is kind of what we are seeing in sold above 17.4, 16.4, is we've got fewer and fewer active listings coming on the market. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, guys, is that this is when we get into the economics of real estate. So what's going to happen? We've got the number of active listings, that's down. We've got the number of sold listings, that is down. So both of those are down. Prices right now are staying steady. They're growing, but just a little bit. Their growth rate hasn't been as much. So some people would say, oh, prices are coming down. They are, but relatively speaking. So what does that mean for us kind of moving forward? What does that look like? If we continue to see the number of listings, closed listings kind of dry up, if we see those and we see the number of active listings keep going up, so the amount that are sold is slowing down, but the amount that's coming on the market is going up, that means that we've got a supply and demand. That means we're going to start seeing a lot more buyers come onto the market because they're going to have more choices, and it's going to be beneficial to the buyers because the buyers will be able to dictate their price a little bit more because not as many things are selling. So if you are a seller who is looking to put your house on the market, you might want to talk to your agent right about now to kind of game plan this. What does this look like over the next 3 to 4 months? But if we do continue to see the number of sold houses go down, we continue to see a balance out of that growth rate, it's going to be an interesting fall. So once again, I hope you found this educational and informational. Please like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell button. I'm here to serve you in any way that I can. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. I'll make sure to answer them for you. And once again, Jacksonville, I hope you have a great and wonderful July, and continue to look for more updates that I put on the channel. And if you'd like to say anything, just let me know.